Welcome to Thin Line Radio Podcast. This is Eric Gladstone again. How's everybody doing today on this wonderful Thursday afternoon, February 2nd, 2017? Hope you guys are enjoying it, having a great freaking day. Right now, I'm getting stoked. It's hype day. It is officially episode number 3. Got all the intros out of the way. Hope you guys liked Who is Gladstone. And I hope you guys like the long intro, blah, 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 all that good stuff of what the podcast was supposed to be about. But today's fun day. We're going to get into some good stuff. So hope you guys enjoy this. It's a wonderful day today. It's a little cold, a little on the cold side. Yesterday it was like 60 degrees, and now it got cold. So that's Arkansas weather for you. Got to love it. But it is what it is. So before we get any further in this, updates, of course, we're going to start every show off with a little update on how the podcast is doing until we succeed, our expectations. But anyways, update on the podcast. We got Stitcher Radio. They signed us up, so we're on Stitcher Radio. For those that love or have Stitcher Radio, Android device, iPhone, or Apple devices, you can access that on there. We got our submission into iTunes, so hopefully we'll be hitting some of that, getting that response back, and we can feed into that. It's feeding out everywhere right now, to SoundCloud, to Spreaker, to Twitter. So we're going pretty big. We're doing pretty good right now. So anyways, I want to shout out to Annoyed Dispatcher page on Twitter. They're great. Really appreciate all the likes, the loves, the retweets. You guys have retweeted every episode and every tweet that I have posted on Twitter. Greatly appreciate that. I love Annoyed Dispatcher page. They got I Speak Fluent Sarcasm, hashtag Team Night Shift, hashtag I Am 911. So it's great. I love it. It's so much fun. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this, guys. It's going to be talking about our MCI, our mass casualty incident. For those that don't know what a mass casualty incident is, it's basically a large incident when lots of fucking people are hurt. Boom. That's what it is. So, we're going to get into that. Like I said, I'm having so much fun with this. This is a blast. So I hope you guys like this episode. We'll get into it right away. Here we go. So for those that probably don't know, I live in a town called Fairfield Bay, Arkansas. It's a pretty small town. About 2,000 people here in this city. Anyways, about 20 minutes, about 10 miles away, there's a town called Clinton. Clinton, Arkansas is the county seat of Van Buren County. Its population in 2010 was 2,600 people, but now the population is about 2,566. So that was the most recent. It's a small town. It's not a big town, but we do have one major highway that runs through the middle of Clinton. It's Highway 65. Highway 65 runs from the top of the county all the way down to the south of the county. And if you take Highway 65 northbound, you can take that into Missouri and visit a wonderful touring town of Branson, Missouri, which is only about 2 hours away from us, going north, headed up that way. So anyways, that's about the size of Clinton, but 2,500 people, so it's not huge. But anyways, there's a lot of semi-trucks that go through, a lot of transportation goes through on Highway 65. So it's like afternoon, it's nice, nice day, it's good. And there was a lot of construction going on right there at the intersection of Highway 16 East and Highway 65 North. There's a bridge there. There's a stoplight there. So that's one of the main turning points. That's how you get back to, like, where I live in Fairfield Bay, is on Highway 16 East. So that's a big turning point. A lot of people live down in Fairfield Bay in the Shirley area. I'm just trying to give you guys like a picture of this. I know you guys don't know these towns, but you can look them up. So this day, they're doing the construction on it. They're trying to widen this bridge so they can make traffic flow a little bit easier. They can add a lane on it. That way, it's just a little bit wider on that road there for the semi-trucks and for everybody else. Is what had happened was we have all these construction workers working, and then this truck decides he's going to come down the mountain like a normal thing, only this is when it changes. This is the turning point. This is the deal breaker right here. This truck is coming down Highway 65. He is going southbound. And all of a sudden, apparently, we heard that he blew a tire lost control of the vehicle, the weight shifted, the logs went up in the air, and landed on 21 construction workers, trapping them on the bridge. Now, these construction workers were doing rebar work, reinforcement work. So, however, to make matters worse, these construction workers could not go anywhere because they were tethered onto the bridge. So they were tethered on, they're welding, they're doing whatever they got to do on this rebar work when this incident occurs. Now, here I am in the dispatch center. We're having a great day. It was a rather slow day. We didn't have much going on. We're actually enjoying it. Me and my partner were just sitting down. We're just kind of running some traffic. Like I said, it was a very slow day. Nothing major was going on until about 3 o'clock. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, phone rings. Pick it up. 911. Where's emergency? And the guy says he's at a lumber yard that is just right across the street, right at this intersection. And he says, real calmly, but he kind of sounded a little weird. He says, truck, bridge, accident. And that's it. For the time being, that's all I got out of him. So I'm trying to make sense of this. I'm asking him and said, hey, all right, so what happened? Did the truck just roll over at the bridge? Or did, just going through all these questions, all these different things, trying to figure out what had actually happened. Well, I didn't have to wonder for very much longer, because then, it was about, 5 seconds, 6 seconds later, something like that. Every phone in the center went off, and like I said, our call center, it's a small call center. It's just 2 people are on during the daytime, so it's me and my partner, and we're taking this call. We had 6 lines of E911 going off. Every line, what we call the house phone, which is just our business lines, every line on there was going off. My partner answers a couple calls. She looks back at me and she says, Eric, this is bad. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's bad. This is gonna be bad. So we're trying to figure out what had happened, and we had thought that it was a bus accident, because some of the calls we got, they said, hey, there's people trapped, there's logs all over the bridge, or there's an accident on the bridge, there's people trapped. We really didn't know what was going on. So is how we vetted this call, is how we took it, was I ended up paging out all the response for this call, the initial response, and I was so overwhelmed. I'm trying to, that area, get all the closest JAWS unit, get all the closest rescue. I basically, is what I did, is I just stacked the closest response in that area, and then I kind of did an all call for the surrounding areas and for manpower and assistance, and paged that out. Got them out there, but we're just getting into the beginning of this, because this gets even crazier. So we get out there, they get out there, everybody's checking en route, we're doing what we got to do. We start our early activation for our air ambulance, so we went ahead and got a couple choppers headed that way, and then we realized that we had just exhausted in about, it was very short time, in about 3 minutes or so, 2 minutes, that we had exhausted every resource as far as ambulance, ALS, which is advanced life support, basic life support, BLS ambulances, the fire departments, the rescue units, local law enforcement in that area. We have exhausted every resource that we've got. So one of the first responder firefighters gets on the radio and says, notify the hospital, tell them we got an MCI going on. They have a protocol for this, and they'll be able to assist in this. So we're just like, okay. My partner, in the madhouse of what it is, I wish I could really explain how mad of a house it is, but as dispatchers, if you're listening to this, when shit hits the fan, it hits the fan. So you go from 0 to 1,000,000 miles an hour in literally one call. So you guys know how this is. So I don't think I have to elaborate anymore on that. So anyways, we notify the hospital, say, hey, we got an MCI. Their response was they pretty much notified every nurse, doctor, LPN, RN, everybody. Just come to the hospital, get dressed up, and let's handle this. They also notified the county south of us. They notified their ambulance service, which is another advanced life support service. They notified them. got them moving up, and then we went ahead and got a hold of the rest of the BLS services that are local. Goose Ferry is a town that's close to us. We utilize them. Heber Springs, they're kind of far away, but we needed them. And in total of all of this, once we realized what other resources we had backed up, me and my partner are looking at the call log, and we're like, all right, so we have 18 ambulances en route. We have 6 chopper, 7 chopper air ambulances en route. Now where are we going to put all of it? So we have everybody en route. Thank goodness there was a vacant lot where old Walmart by KFC there on Highway 65 where most of the responders were able to get up to that. So what happened is some of the first responder firefighters guys got up there. They created what we call a staging area. Those that are in this line of work, you guys know what a staging area is. They made a staging area and kind of like a triage thing going on over there. So they had that, and so the object was to get all these people that were on the bridge loaded up out, and they called it rapid extrication. So you can imagine the stress level on these guys. But here's the fun part. That bridge was still under construction. So that means it was not finished. So the weight limit on this bridge, believe this or not, gets crazy. The weight limit on the bridge was not supposed to hold the weight that was on there when this had happened. So you got people trapped, logs on top, all the responses there. They finally got enough backboards to get everybody. That was a big scrounge round because we were out of backboards. Didn't have enough backboards. So we got backboards. Everybody got out there. And then we have ambulance workers. We have firefighters. We have first responder, EMTs, every paramedics. Everybody's on the bridge. That bridge did not collapse. But here's another cool fact. Everybody on that bridge was... Now, this is correct. Everybody was extricated and removed off the bridge and en route or being treated by medics, ambulance. They were being treated by EMS in 18 minutes. We had 19 people removed off the bridge, en route to a medical facility, or being treated by ambulance, or being taken by chopper to a trauma facility. Everybody was removed off the bridge in 18 minutes. Now, the bum part of it was there was 2 fatalities in this. So it was pretty... that was a pretty horrific event with the 2 fatalities. But on the bright side of things, we've got 19 people that were extricated off this bridge in 18 minutes. We checked the call logs, we checked everything, and made sure that the time was correct because Arkansas State, could not believe that we had done that so fast. And it was legit. It really happened. So that was... And you guys don't know that every fire department, first responder in our county is volunteer. The only paid service for emergency personnel in our county is our one ALS service, Southern Paramedic. They're a paid service, but we have the other BLS ambulances are all volunteer. The fire departments are volunteer, the rescue squads volunteer, and then their first responders with their department are all volunteer. So this was quite an event. It was a pretty big deal. So they were able to get everybody off the bridge to staging, being treated in 18 minutes. The bridge was cleared, did not collapse, thank God. But so we're sitting here, me and my partner, we're going at it, and then finally we just hear from one of the main rescue guys, extrication complete, all units are clearing the bridge, moving up to the staging area. That was a crazy call that I had, and as dispatchers, we're only on the phone, so we are not seeing all this, and I tell you what, I never will forget what people were saying about this accident. They're saying, oh my God, there's dust everywhere, there's logs that literally laying on top of people, I don't know what to do, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that's all that we were getting. And thanks to technology and thanks to Enhanced 911 and the stuff that we have, we're able to locate these calls and figure out where these people are calling from. But I tell you what, this was one of those calls that was totally bizarre. It was a big accident, made the news and everything. I mean, there was a news coverage story about it, which they did a good job about, which we actually got to see some of the video from a gas station that was close by. So we actually got to see that video. And it wasn't a very good video, but I mean, it was good enough to see. And it basically just looked like a big dust pile. It was unfortunate, but it was unfortunate for them two gentlemen that lost or passed on that bridge, lost their lives. The bridge was renamed for those two guys that had passed in the fatality of that accident. So that bridge is named after them. So if you ever come through little town of Clinton, right there at Highway 65 and Highway 16 East, you'll pass that bridge, and that's where the accident happened. So anyways, that's the MCI. That's the accident. The stress that we had was really just the mental picture of what had happened, hearing the people screaming for help and wanting us to do something. So I did attend a debriefing session with some of the firefighters. I figured that if I didn't really need the closure, maybe they did, or maybe they wanted to know our side of it. So I went to it, which for those that aren't familiar with debriefing, whenever a dispatcher or emergency workers, personnel go through something traumatic, they have these services set up for people. It's basically like a counseling session where you can talk about the incident and basically get everything off your chest so that it doesn't build up and create, give you like a post-traumatic stress disorder or just mess you up mentally. So it's a great thing. These guys did a great job. We had a big full room. A bunch of people were there, and we all talked it out. Come to find out, the gentleman that was driving the truck, he was indulging in some other extracurricular activities. I believe they found some drugs. He went on trial, and however, he did get, I believe, 30 or 40 years in prison for the counts of manslaughter on all of these involuntary manslaughter. I believe was a charge. Don't count me on that, but I believe that's what it was. So he's deserving where he is right now. So, it was just a really big thing for our small community. It was a big accident. And it gets talked about more often than not. But I tell you what, me and my partner, we were freaking out inside. And then we get the responders, after it's over, said, "You guys sounded so good on the radio, so calm." And I was like, well, that's not what was going on inside. I can tell you that for sure. I was freaking out. But man, it was quite the accident. So anyways, that's the MCI. That's the semi-truck accident, log truck accident, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, I want you guys to listen to this. Like I said, it's fun day. It's episode 3. I hope you guys enjoy that story. And I really want you guys' feedback. Just get me on Twitter. You can email me at egladstone@yahoo.com, or you can get on Twitter at Thinline Radio. It's on there. Like I said, we're trying to get iTunes up. So I want to hear your feedback. I'm going to leave it with you guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon. And by the way, the groundhog did see a shadow today, so looks like it's going to be a little longer for the winter. But anyways, give me feedback, guys. Write me, send me stuff. I really hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, have a wonderful afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. It's Eric Gladstone's Inline Radio Podcast. We'll see ya.
Your time